What's up guys, it's me Subject Guru. So for today's video we'll be doing fractions in mathematics. Okay, so we'll be doing like a basic intro into fractions. We'll be learning the two types of fractions, and then we'll be learning how to convert some fractions into another. Okay, but first of all we need to know what is a fraction. So let's imagine fraction as a big pie. Okay, so now in this pie it is divided into 1 and 2, 4, 5, 4 pieces. Okay, and out of that 4 pieces, this piece and this piece and this piece are blackened. That means these three pieces are eaten, just for example. So now what is the total number of the pie, total number of pieces in the pie? That is 4, right? What is the total number of pieces in the pie? That is 4, right? So now, how many of the pieces are blackened? That is 3, right? So now, 3 is the numerator, okay? And 4 is the denominator. Very sorry, but I'm using my computer. I thought of using my tab, but the video got corrupted, and I don't want to do that again. So 4 is the denominator. So denominator is nothing but the number on the below of this line. Numerator is a number on top of this line. So 3 by 4. 3 by 4, that means this is the number. 3 is the amount of pieces which have been eaten, and 4 is the number of total pieces. So 3 is the number of pieces which has been eaten, and total number of pieces is this. Okay, so now since we know this, give me just a second. Okay, now let's take another example. Let's take a chocolate bar. Okay, and let's make the chocolate bar. It's a bit vague of a chocolate bar, but who cares? Okay, trying to make it good. Okay, so in this chocolate bar, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. So, what is the total number of pieces? That is, um, what is the total number of pieces? The total number of pieces is give me just a second. Is the total number of pieces is 7. Okay. So now let's say you have eaten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces out of it. So come on, can't even technical difficulties. So the total number of pieces is 7, right? So let us say that you have eaten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces out of the chocolate. So the remaining pieces are, you guessed it, it's 2. And the eaten pieces, the pieces which you have eaten, are 5. Okay. So the fraction of the remaining fraction must be uh 2 out of 7, right? 2 by 7, right? So 2 pieces are the remaining, and total is the 7. So now, eaten fraction, the number of pieces which you have eaten, what are they? They must be 5 out of 7, right? 5 by 7. So you have eaten 5 pieces out of the 7. So this will be the eaten, and this will be the total number of pieces. I'm pretty sure you guys have gotten the general idea, but let us go and do another example. So now let's take another example. Let us say that on a test paper, God, I draw crap. I don't know. I don't make good test papers. That's why. Okay, never mind. Okay. Okay. let's take that as a test paper. With the test paper, right, everybody agrees this is a test paper, even though how bad it looks, right? Okay, so this is a test paper. Now, out of this test paper, you've gone only 7 out of 10 right. Okay, so now, so the total number of answers is 10. Okay, okay, we all agree. Now, total number of you got correct answers you got is 7, and the wrong answers which you got are 3, right? 7 minus 10 minus 3, 10 minus 7 is 3, right? So now, since we understood that, so let's say that every fraction is a test, okay? So the total number of marks you can get is 10, and out of that you have gotten 7 correct answers and 3 wrong answers. So what will you get as the correct answers? You'll get 7 out of 10, okay? And the wrong answers you got 3 out of 10, right? Right. So now, so this is how a fraction is. Everything it's like on a test paper, you get this much right and that much wrong. How much have you got right, it'll be the top one, and the bottom one will be the denominator. So the correct answer is the numerator, and the bottom one is the denominator, and the wrong answer is the numerator over here, and the bottom one is the denominator. Think of it like this: the top one is always the one which is the number of answers or cake slices you have eaten or not, and the bottom one is the total number of answers you can get right and the total number of cake slices. Think of it just like that. Okay, denominator is total and numerator is some part of it. Okay, so now, so now, okay, let's see the types of fractions. Okay, so what are the different types of fractions? Well, there is like and unlike fractions. Like fractions are fractions whose denominator are the same. Like for example, hey, why isn't it working? Okay, never mind. For example, 1/10. Okay, now, this by itself, you can't say whether it's a like fraction or an unlike fraction. It needs a pair. A like fraction and unlike fraction needs to be two or more than two. Like it can be a pair, or it can be a triplet or a quadruplet. So, with this, a like fraction, it can be like 5/10. 5/10 and 1/10, okay, they both are like fractions. How? Because these denominators, they equal each other, even though how different the numerator may be. Okay, these denominator, they equal each other. Okay, since the denominator equal each other, they will be like fractions, even though if this might be 69 or this might be 420, this and but the denominator are 10 and 10, then they're always equal. That means they're always like. Okay, now let's take an unlike fraction. Let's take the same numbers. One, for example, let's take it as 5. Okay, 5 on this, and wait, give me just a second. Uh, okay, so let's say 5 by, let's say 10. Okay, and 17. So let's take 5 again by 60. Okay, so now these are unlike fractions because the denominator are unlike. They are not the same. They are not the same. But even though the numerator are same, how even though these the numerator are same and but even though you should for finding a like fraction or unlike fraction, you should never look at the numerator. You just look at the denominator. The easiest way. If they both aren't same, then they're unlike fractions. If they both are same, then they're like fractions. If they aren't, they're unlike. They're like uh, if they are the same, that means they are like. Even though the numerator may be same, even though the numerator may be different, you just have to check the denominator. So this is a like fraction and this is an unlike fraction. Okay, let's just erase all of this. Okay, so now we'll take another. Now, what is another um, fraction type? Let's say the next fraction type is imperfect and perfect fraction. What is a perfect fraction? A perfect fraction is a fraction whose numerator is lesser than the denominator. So for example, the numerator will be 3 and the denominator might be 10. So this is a perfect fraction. Perfect fraction. Okay. So now an imperfect fraction is a fraction whose numerator is larger than the denominator. So it can be like 69 by 10. Okay. So this is an imperfect fraction. Okay. Imperfect card. Imperfect fraction. Okay. So now if you so this these imperfect fraction. So an imperfect fraction, and then there's another type of fraction that is known as mixed fraction. Mixed fraction consists of a whole number, which can be 3, and then perfect fraction. A perfect fraction like 2 by 10. Okay, let's take it like 3, 2 by 10. It'll always be in this type of fashion. Now, this is a perfect mixed fraction. Okay, now let's just delete all of this and we'll talk about how we convert an imperfect fraction into a mixed fraction. Okay. So now let's take an imperfect fraction and convert it into a mixed fraction. Let's say 3 by 10. Okay. Now how do we convert this? We divide 10 by 3. Okay. So what times 3 equals 10? 3 and 10 aren't in the same table. No, imperfect fraction, right? Sorry. Let's take the fraction as 10 by 3. Give me a minute. 10 by 3. Okay. I'm sorry if I have gone wrong in the past. Wait. Yeah, okay. So an imperfect fraction is fraction where is the numerator is larger than the denominator. Okay. For example, 10 by 3 or 16 by 10 or 69 by 10. It can be like that. Okay. So so this, how do we convert into a mixed fraction? We could divide 10 by 3. Okay. So now 10 by 3. So what times 3 equals 10? 3 and 10 aren't in the same table, same multiplication 10 table. So you take the nearest number to 10, which is 9, which is 3 into 3 equals 9. So 3 into 3, 3 into 3, so 9. 9 minus, it becomes 1. So now you leave it like this. So now how do you convert the imperfect fraction into a mixed fraction? So there's a formula. You rise the denominator stays the same. Okay, and the whole number over here, it becomes the quotient. Okay, quotient is this number, the number on top of this a quarter box. Okay, and after this part will be the remainder, which is this number. So with these clues we can deduce that this will become into so 3 is the denominator and the quotient is also 3. So 3 and then the remainder is 1. So 3 1 by 3. This is how you convert an imperfect fraction into a mixed fraction. Okay, so now we just delete all of this. Okay, so now how do you convert a mixed fraction into an imperfect fraction? Let's take the same example. 3 1 by 3. Okay, so now 3 1 by 3. Now how do you convert this into an imperfect fraction? You take 3 and then you multiply it with, so you take the denominator and you multiply it with the quotient. So it'll become, so first step 1, first step is a multiply, so it'll become denominator into quotient. Okay, and then step 2, you take the result. Okay, whatever the result is, the result. Okay, and then you add it to this. Okay, you add to the remain to the numerator. So step 2, it will become d. Okay, so denominator into quotient. Sorry for the bad handwriting. Quotient plus the remainder, the numerator or the remainder. Okay, so you take the denominator and the quotient and you multiply, then you add to the numerator the result. So 3 into 3 becomes 9. Okay, and 9 plus 1 becomes 10. Okay, so step 3, the result. Okay, whatever result you get, the result, it's too hard to like easily do that. Result, you put it on top, this becomes the numerator and the denominator becomes over here. So numerator is this, denominator is this. Whatever was the previous denominator will stay down, and then the result of all of this will become the numerator. So the answer is 10 by 3. Okay, so this is it. This is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want me to do more videos like this, leave a like and please subscribe, because yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.